Men often think they understand women, but in reality, 93% of them don't truly grasp the psychology of women. Do you want to be one of the 7% who genuinely understand and connect deeply with women? Welcome to Daily Stoic, the channel for sharing knowledge and life experiences. In this video, I will share lessons that help you become a man who understands or even captures the psychology of women. You will become more confident and attractive in women's eyes. Before we begin, please support us with a like and a channel subscription. Click the bell icon to get notifications whenever we release a new video. Your support is our greatest motivation to continue creating quality content that provides value and knowledge to the community. First, explore the 11 psychological secrets about women that most men overlook. These clues help you unlock the heart of the woman you love. These are not just flirtation tricks, but a journey into the complex and mysterious soul of women. Join me on an intellectual adventure where we will discover the hidden corners of love and attraction. Are you ready to become a man who understands women better than anyone else? The first secret I reveal is the scent. Women are often drawn to scents and can even fall in love with a man because of his scent. Women have up to 50% more olfactory neurons than men, increasing their ability to detect and react to scents. This heightened sense of smell not only makes women more sensitive to the aromas around them, but also plays an essential role in choosing a partner. According to ancient philosophy, scent is not just a sensory stimulus, but also an expression of deep essence and harmony between two individuals. In Greek philosophy, Aristotle mentioned the connection between senses and intellect, and scent bridges these two elements, creating an attraction that is hard to explain in words. Choose a suitable scent for yourself, and you will have an advantage in finding the right girl. The second truth, don't rush. An important factor many men might not realize is that women are strongly attracted to men who know how to pace themselves and show elegance and respect for their needs. Elegance is not just about dressing well or behaving nicely, but also about understanding and meeting women's spiritual and emotional needs. When you know how to pace yourself, not rush or force things, you create a safe and comfortable space for her. This not only helps build trust, but also makes her feel respected and valued. Always remember that women need to feel heard and respected. When you take the time to understand her desires and needs, you create a strong bond. This requires patience and sensitivity, but the reward is a sincere and lasting relationship. Once you have built trust, she will naturally show her interest through close gestures. These actions can be subtle, like a light touch on the hand, a warm smile, or a loving look. These are signs she feels safe and is ready to open up. Next, an instinct for most women is to keep their emotions hidden. According to philosophy, humans always seek a balance between emotions and reason. Women are no exception. They tend to control their emotions to protect their hearts and avoid unnecessary hurt. However, when they meet a man who creates attraction and safety from the first meeting, they will deeply consider the possibility of moving forward. This requires the man to be sensitive, delicate, and able to read her signals. 68% of women admit that they consider having a relationship with a man from the first meeting. This is an astounding number and shows that the first impression can decide a lot about the future of the relationship. Therefore, if you notice signals from a girl from the first meeting, be confident and show her that you also like her. If you can't recognize her signals, then watch this video till the end. An interesting and sometimes surprising truth is that most women are attracted to ladykiller. This attraction doesn't just lie in appearance or style, but also in the fact that women notice that many other women are interested in that man. This phenomenon, called pre-selection in psychology, explains why women are more attracted to men who seem valuable in the eyes of other women. Attraction doesn't just come from the individual, but also from how that individual is perceived by others. When a man is noticed and cared for by many women, he seems more attractive because it subtly indicates that he has valuable qualities, such as confidence, good communication skills, and natural appeal. Women often believe that if a man can attract the attention of many people, he must have something special. If you want to increase your attractiveness in women's eyes, observe how other women react when you are around some women. This doesn't mean you have to intentionally become a playboy, but create social situations where you can show your confidence and communication skills. Participate in group activities, socialize more, and show yourself as a confident man who knows how to respect and listen. The fifth truth: in the process of understanding and building relationships, there is a sign that many people often overlook or misunderstand. Women's teasing. If a girl teases you, it means she is interested in you. Teasing is not just a fun and comfortable action, but also a way for women to create attention from you, a subtle way to test your reaction and level of interest in them. When women love, they often don't know how to act other than using body language and teasing. This is how they subtly and indirectly express their feelings, helping them protect their hearts while still exploring your interests. This action stems from the sensitivity and complexity in women's souls, where each gesture and word carries a deeper meaning than its surface. If you notice a girl frequently teasing you, don't hesitate to let her achieve her goal, especially if she is the girl you are interested in. Another truth: women often love a man who can understand their language. This language not only includes words, but also encompasses body language, a subtle and profound means of communication that women often use to convey their feelings. However, not all men can read the signals from women's body language, leading to misunderstandings and missed opportunities. Women are often less proactive than men in expressing their feelings because they fear rejection. Rejection can cause deep pain and hurt, making them choose a more cautious approach. Therefore, women use body language to tell you their feelings. It is also a way they protect their emotions. To truly understand and win a woman's heart, a man needs to be sensitive and delicate in reading these signals. This requires not only observation, but also a heart full of empathy and a willingness to listen. An extremely interesting fact is that women are very meticulous in choosing what they wear under their glamorous clothes. This is not just a matter of fashion or outer beauty, but also a way for them to express themselves and create confidence in intimate moments. Confidence and a sense of security are the foundations of any sustainable relationship. When a woman feels satisfied with herself, she becomes more confident in every aspect of life, especially in intimate activities. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to boost her confidence is to compliment her lingerie. A sincere compliment about how sexy she looks will make her bolder. The eighth truth you need to pay attention to is women's emotions. Women are less emotional than men and operate more with their minds and senses. This means that women's satisfaction doesn't just come from physical stimulation, but also from a deep mental and emotional connection. When you create a strong bond, you not only help her feel safe and loved, but also open the door to deeper and more meaningful experiences in the relationship. When you understand her worries, desires, and deep emotions, you will know how to create special moments and memorable experiences. Another truth you need to note is that many women may love their friends more than their lovers. This isn't always clear, but it is based on social interactions and deep emotions. When women are with friends, they feel comfortable and free to express themselves without worrying about judgment. Friends provide a safe environment where their emotions and thoughts are heard and understood. This emotional support makes them feel loved and accepted, something they may not always get from their lovers. Therefore, if you truly love a girl and want to be with her long-term, respect her friends as you respect her. This will make you a more trustworthy man in women's eyes. A truth many might not realize is that some women accept dates just to have someone to dine with them. Women's psychology is often very complex and multifaceted, and this is especially true in social situations like dating. To avoid misunderstandings and disappointment, you should invest time and effort to understand more about the person you're interested in. Ensure that she also has feelings and wants to build a relationship with you. This can help you avoid fruitless dates. One effective way to gauge her interest is to observe her body language and how she reacts in communication situations. Women often send subtle signals when they are interested in someone, like a loving look, a genuine smile, or special attention to what you say. The last truth in the 11 psychological truths about women is when women are angry, they want you to approach them. And this is also the reason why many couples break up. This is not just about soothing their anger, but also an opportunity for you to understand and empathize with their feelings. Women feel better if you understand why they are angry and show genuine concern for their feelings. When you see your woman angry, don't avoid or ignore her feelings. Instead, approach and listen to her sincerely. Women are not as emotionally stable as men. Remember, every woman's anger carries important messages about her emotions and desires. When you listen and meet these needs, you not only help her feel better, but also strengthen your relationship. Some women may even be attracted to men who treat them poorly. I will explain the reason in the next part of this video. A little hint about the psychology related to scent that I mentioned earlier. Scientific studies have proven that the scent of jasmine and lavender can stimulate the senses, bringing a sense of relaxation, sensuality, and happiness. When a woman smells these scents, she is easily drawn. That's why many compare the scent of jasmine and lavender to a kind of magic that helps conquer women's hearts. Not only that, but in many cultures, jasmine is also seen as a symbol of love and purity, further enhancing the appeal of this fragrance. If you want to impress a woman, try using a perfume with jasmine and lavender. Surely you will get surprising results. Next part of the video about the 11 psychological secrets of women, we will share with you 9 ways to recognize a deceitful person. Behind every smile is a story, but can you distinguish if it is genuine or just a mask? First is inconsistency. Each person's story is a self-portrait, reflecting their experiences, values, and perspectives on life. A beautiful picture not only needs bright colors, but also harmony and consistency. When a story lacks consistency, it is like a torn painting, revealing gaps and mismatched pieces. A consistent story is a harmonious work of art, where details intertwine to form a complete picture. It shows the storyteller's honesty with themselves and others. When someone frequently changes their story, they are trying to create an image that is not truly theirs. They are like actors on stage, constantly changing roles to fit each situation. However, playing too many roles will tire them out and make them easily exposed. Truth is often seen as a precious gem that needs to be cherished and protected. An inconsistent story is an insult to the truth. It not only hurts the listener, but also damages the speaker's credibility. To build a meaningful life, we need to face ourselves honestly. This means accepting our flaws and not covering them up with fictional stories. When we live true to ourselves, we will be freer, happier, and more loved by others. Recognizing inconsistent stories requires alertness and subtlety. We need to carefully observe small details, gaps in the story, and contradictions between different tellings. However, it is important not to rush to conclusions, but to seek further understanding by asking thoughtful questions. Ultimately, uncovering the truth behind inconsistent stories not only helps us protect ourselves from harm, but also deepens our understanding of human nature. Because when we face others' inconsistent stories, we also confront unexplored aspects of ourselves. Next, shallow connections are like plants grown in sand. Humans are inherently social creatures, always craving connection. Relationships, like an indispensable piece of life's puzzle, bring us joy, comfort, and motivation to overcome difficulties. However, not all relationships hold the same value. Some are deep, enduring like vibrant flower gardens, nurturing our souls and helping us grow. But there are also shallow, superficial relationships like desert sand, bringing only emptiness. One important thing we need to realize is that deceitful individuals often connect with many people, but have very few true friends. They do not seek sincerity or genuine affection, but instead connect with those who can benefit them. These relationships often lack depth and are not sustainable because they are built on personal gain rather than mutual respect and genuine empathy. Philosophy about human relationships emphasizes that true relationships must be based on mutual respect and trust. Deceitful people often interact with others based on what they can gain from the relationship. They use charm and flattery as tactics to approach and exploit others. This not only harms the exploited individuals, but also erodes trust and respect in society. To maintain a sustainable life and career, we need to distinguish between genuine praise and flattery. Genuine praise comes from recognizing others' efforts and true value, while flattery is often sweet lies aimed at exploitation. In the workplace, deceit can be a tactic to seek support or cover up incompetence. These individuals often try to build their image by connecting with influential people instead of focusing on improving their skills and making real contributions. This leads to an insincere and ineffective working environment, where true values are not recognized and developed. Those who form relationships with deceitful people are often exploited and feel betrayed when the truth is revealed. They realize that these relationships do not provide the support and genuine affection they expected, but only temporary and trivial benefits. This hurt can deeply affect their psychology and trust in people. Those living a deceitful life may end up living a lonely life, with no one truly accompanying and supporting them. In the complex world of human relationships, sincerity and trust are core values that help us build and maintain meaningful and sustainable connections. Always cherish and protect these values because they are the foundation of a happy and successful life. Next, let's talk about empathy. In life, we constantly interact with those around us. However, not everyone can understand and share emotions with others. A lack of empathy clearly shows an empty heart. Insincere people often cannot truly understand and empathize with those around them. They seem indifferent to others' emotions and needs, focusing only on their own goals and interests. This indifference is an important warning signal, indicating they have no intention or cannot connect with others on a deep emotional level. In the philosophy of human relationships, empathy is the foundation for building and maintaining sincere and meaningful connections. A person lacking empathy cannot see or feel the difficulties others are going through. They may be indifferent to others' pain or cannot sincerely share in others' joys. This makes them distant and cold, creating an environment full of isolation and lacking warmth. Empathy is not only a necessary skill, but also a sign of a rich and caring soul. When we truly empathize with others, we open our hearts and minds to receive and understand their emotions. This not only builds trust, but also creates a positive and supportive interaction environment. Conversely, a lack of empathy can lead to manipulative and harmful behaviors because the unempathetic cannot or do not want to recognize the impact of their actions on others. In personal relationships, a lack of empathy can cause much harm and prevent the development of deep and meaningful connections. A one-sided relationship, where one person's emotions and needs are always ignored or undervalued, will gradually become unsustainable. The ignored person will feel lonely and unloved, while the unempathetic person will lose the valuable aspects of the relationship. In the workplace, a lack of empathy can create a stressful and uncooperative working atmosphere. When colleagues or employees feel undervalued and misunderstood, they will lose motivation and dedication to work. This leads to a decline in the entire team's effectiveness and morale. Empathy is not just a social skill, but an essential factor in building sincere and healthy relationships. Always remember that to truly connect with others, we need to open our hearts, listen, and understand from the bottom of our hearts. Next, manipulation is a behavior you need to be cautious about in social interactions. Manipulative behavior should not exist in any relationship, whether personal or professional. Manipulation is the game of the heartless, not of sincere people. Deceitful people often manipulate others to achieve personal goals without caring about the feelings or needs of those around them. This is a deliberate strategy to control or influence others to serve their interests. This behavior can appear in many forms, from subtle emotional manipulation to blatant exploitation. Sincerity and mutual respect are the foundations of any relationship. Manipulative behavior, on the contrary, shows selfishness and indifference to others' freedom and peace. Manipulators often have a sharp understanding of human psychology and use this knowledge to exploit others. They may create feelings of guilt, charm, coerce, or deceive to get what they want. This behavior is dangerous because it often goes unnoticed until significant damage is done. Victims of manipulation often feel confused and guilty, and may even believe they are responsible for the manipulator's actions. In personal relationships, this can lead to a toxic dynamic where one person constantly feels pressured to meet the other's unreasonable demands or expectations. This can result in a loss of confidence, anxiety, and emotional stress. In the workplace, manipulation can disrupt teamwork and hinder progress. Identifying and addressing manipulative behavior is essential to maintaining a healthy, respectful, and sincere working environment. Manipulators can use tactics such as flattery, threats, or exploiting others' weaknesses to achieve their goals. This not only harms the individuals being manipulated, but also negatively affects the entire organization. To protect yourself from manipulation, develop skills to recognize and deal with these tactics. Always stand firm and avoid being drawn into manipulators' psychological games. Build relationships based on mutual respect and sincere understanding. When you feel manipulated, stop and reassess the situation. Set clear boundaries and don't hesitate to reject unreasonable demands. A healthy relationship must be built on sincerity, respect, and mutual understanding. Manipulative behavior not only harms the victim, but also erodes trust and respect in society. Always remember that protecting yourself and building sincere relationships is key to a happy and successful life. One of the prominent traits of deceitful people is that they often disappear when facing difficulties. When life becomes tough, they quickly retreat, avoiding all responsibilities and leaving others in a challenging situation. Notice those who only appear when everything is going well, but disappear during challenges. This behavior pattern is a clear sign of opportunistic friends or colleagues who are only there to benefit, but not to share the burden when needed. These individuals are very involved and active during successes or joyful occasions, but conspicuously absent when facing challenges or situations requiring support. The harm caused by this behavior is not just in the absence, but in the false sense of trust they create. Such people often make friends, family, or colleagues feel abandoned and unsupported when they need it most. Their disappearance is not just a retreat, but a betrayal of the trust placed in them. In personal relationships, this behavior can lead to feelings of loneliness and betrayal when one realizes their relationship only exists under favorable conditions. This type of relationship is very dangerous as it makes people vulnerable when facing difficulties without support from those they trust. This not only causes emotional harm, but can also have negative impacts on mental health. In the workplace, disappearing when facing difficulties can disrupt team dynamics and hinder organizational progress. When such individuals do not contribute during stressful or challenging times, they not only reduce the group's effectiveness, but also cause a loss of trust and motivation within the team. This can lead to a hostile and uncooperative working environment where the organization's success is negatively affected. Loyalty and reliability are best demonstrated in difficult times. Presence and support during challenging times show a person's true value and commitment. In my philosophy of life, a genuine and sustainable relationship must be built on loyalty and a willingness to accompany through all difficulties. Those who are always by your side during tough times are true friends to be cherished and trusted. To identify unreliable individuals, carefully observe behavior patterns over time. It is important not only to recognize who is present during moments of success or celebration, but also who stays when the situation becomes difficult. Loyalty and reliability are demonstrated in adversity, not in ease. Only when facing difficulties do we truly understand the value of the relationships around us. Empty promises are like building a castle on sand. A single wave can wash everything away. Deceitful people often make easy promises, but rarely keep them. And this is a clear sign of dishonesty. When someone makes a promise, they are giving a part of their trust and commitment, and breaking it is not only a disrespectful act towards others, but also a degradation of their dignity. Broken promises not only cause immediate disappointment and inconvenience, but also erode trust and harm relationships, whether personal or professional. In the philosophy of human relationships, keeping promises is the foundation of trust and respect. When someone frequently breaks their promises, they not only lose trust, but also hurt the feelings of those who place their trust in them. Broken promises often lead to a loss of credibility and respect, making others feel unsafe and unstable in the relationship. In personal relationships, not keeping promises can cause deep emotional harm, creating an environment of uncertainty and insecurity. The person who has broken promises feels betrayed and disrespected, which can lead to a loss of trust and a rift in the relationship. In the workplace, breaking promises not only loses respect from colleagues and superiors, but also affects one's career and advancement opportunities. An unreliable person is often not entrusted with important tasks, and their reputation can be negatively affected. For those who do not keep promises, hold them accountable for their commitments, which can sometimes prompt behavioral change. However, it is also important to protect yourself from the negative impacts of their unreliability by not fully relying on their promises. Always have a backup plan and avoid being swayed by empty promises. Sincerity and keeping promises are core values in any relationship. A promise is not just a commitment, but also a manifestation of mutual respect and trust. When you keep your promises, you not only strengthen others' trust in you, but also elevate your value. Around us, there is no shortage of people who always advertise themselves excessively. These individuals often exaggerate their achievements to attract recognition and admiration from others. Excessive self-promotion is not simply a manifestation of confidence or high self-esteem, but also reflects a deep need for external validation. The philosophy of self-awareness and self-esteem emphasizes that a truly confident and valuable person does not need to constantly seek recognition from others. They understand their value and let their achievements speak for themselves. However, those who exaggerate themselves often feel more important than they are and believe they deserve continuous recognition. They always seek to stand out and attract attention, regardless of how disruptive it may be to the environment around them. In personal relationships, this behavior can lead to serious imbalances. When someone always seeks to overshadow others with their stories of achievements, the needs and feelings of those around them are easily overlooked or disregarded. This not only hurts emotions, but also causes fatigue and dissatisfaction in the relationship. Others will feel disrespected and gradually lose interest in maintaining the relationship. In the workplace, excessive self-promotion can create a toxic work atmosphere. When someone constantly exaggerates their achievements and tries to overshadow others' contributions, collaboration and teamwork are destroyed. This not only reduces work efficiency, but also weakens colleague relationships and team spirit. To build a healthy work environment and relationships, we need to encourage humility and mutual respect. A truly valuable person does not need to constantly boast about their achievements. Instead, they should focus on listening and appreciating others' contributions. Humility not only makes a person more trustworthy, but also helps build sincere and sustainable relationships. Recognizing excessive self-promotion requires paying attention to how people talk about themselves and their achievements. Do they constantly dominate conversations with their achievement stories? Do they exaggerate or fabricate details to appear more successful or important? These behavior patterns often indicate a tendency to advertise oneself excessively and can cause many problems in personal and professional relationships. Let your actions and achievements speak for themselves instead of exaggerating or fabricating to attract attention. When we live sincerely and respect others' values, we build genuine and lasting relationships. Finally, is your intuition reliable? In psychology, the phenomenon of instinct is often explained through the concept of intuition. Intuition is the ability to quickly perceive and understand information, often based on experience and subconscious knowledge. Each person's instinct is formed and nurtured by their life experiences, culture, and value system. Therefore, one person's instinct can differ from another's. This means that what we perceive about someone may not completely match what others perceive. Developing an accurate and subtle view of others requires balancing intuition and reason. Step back and consider concrete evidence before concluding. Observe how the person behaves in different situations, especially when they are unaware they are being observed. This helps you understand their true nature and determine if your intuition is correct. It is important to remember that unreliable intuition can lead us astray, especially in complex social situations where biases and prejudices can cloud our judgment. Therefore, developing self-awareness and understanding personal biases is essential to adjust intuition, making it a more reliable evaluation tool. In conclusion, while intuition is a valuable tool in detecting deceit, we should not rely solely on it. Combining rational analysis, careful observation, and intuition will help us develop a more comprehensive and accurate understanding of those we interact with. By doing so, we can form genuine and meaningful relationships, avoid untrustworthy people, and build a richer and more harmonious life. In every social interaction, identifying sincerity or deceit plays a key role in building solid relationships. In modern life, where we constantly interact and connect, knowing who is truly trustworthy is an essential skill. Remember, the journey toward genuine connections not only requires awareness, but also wisdom and subtle observation. We have discovered subtle yet crucial traits that reveal the true nature of those around us, from inconsistencies in their stories to unreliability in their commitments. Each sign is a guide helping you stay on the right path in this journey. The quest for truth does not end here. Our channel is created to bring you deep insights and knowledge, enhancing your understanding of human behavior and relationships. By joining our community, you commit to personal growth and living an authentic life. Don't let your journey end with this video. If you find the information and insights we share valuable, hit the like button and subscribe to ensure you don't miss our upcoming content. We are committed to delivering enlightening and inspiring content, helping you build solid and meaningful relationships. Share your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. Your story not only helps us understand you better, but can also be a source of inspiration and guidance for others. Together, let's build a world where authenticity is a core value and genuine connections thrive. In this final part, we will share with you 17 Stoic rules from the great philosopher Epictetus. For those who don't know, Epictetus was born a slave, but later became a highly influential philosopher. Now let's explore how Epictetus faced harsh challenges and found the light within. The first rule, being considered a fool is a good thing. According to Epictetus's philosophy, one of the most important things we need to do to progress is to be ready to face failure. Being ready to accept failure is not just a sign of courage, but also the beginning of true growth and progress. Epictetus believes that being considered a fool can be the best thing that happens to you, because through mistakes and failures, we learn valuable lessons and develop ourselves. In life, many people fear being looked down upon or ridiculed by others. They worry about losing respect and honor, so they avoid opportunities that might lead to failure. However, according to Epictetus, these moments of being considered a fool are opportunities for us to reevaluate ourselves and find the weaknesses that need improvement. Failure is not the end, but a part of the journey towards self-improvement. Accepting failure and being looked down upon is an indispensable part of the development process. The fact is, no one becomes excellent without going through times of stumbling. Mistakes and failures are the stepping stones that make us stronger and more resilient. When we are considered fools, we have the opportunity to learn, adjust, and grow. This means we become more humble and understand our limitations better. Epictetus also emphasizes that overcoming is the result of a long path we have experienced from mistakes. Every failure is a lesson. Every time being looked down upon is an opportunity to practice patience and persistence. When we see failure as a natural part of life, we will no longer fear it, but welcome it as a companion on the road to success. Those who dare to face failure and learn from it will develop a strong spirit, not easily subdued by difficulties. See each failure as a lesson, each time being looked down upon as an opportunity to practice, and you will find yourself progressing more on the path of self-improvement. Are you afraid of death? The next rule I want to talk about is that death is always waiting for us at the end of the road. Don't misunderstand my message. This is not pessimism, but an awareness that helps you see life more clearly. When facing the fact that death awaits each of us at the end of the road, we need to rethink how we are living this life. Epictetus emphasizes that awareness of death is not to make us pessimistic or fearful, but to help us live more meaningfully. Once we understand the inevitable presence of death, we will realize that spending a third of our life-saving money to build a beautiful house may not be the most important goal. After all, when we die, we can't take those material possessions with us. This will make us seriously reconsider the true value of life. Instead of focusing too much on accumulating assets, we should invest in experiences, relationships, and spiritual values. This doesn't mean we shouldn't work hard or build a stable life, but that we need to set the right priorities. We need to realize that in the end, what remains is not luxurious houses or material assets, but memories, love, and connections with those around us. When we recognize the presence of death, we will live more freely, not bound by societal pressures about material success. Instead, we can focus on things that bring true happiness and deep meaning. This may include spending more time with family, pursuing personal passions, or contributing to the community. Instead of worrying about the distant future, we will know how to enjoy and live each day fully. Epictetus's philosophy about death is not to make us fearful, but to encourage us to live consciously and fully. Remember that death is a natural part of life, and recognizing it helps us live truly meaningful lives. Next, do you know why you have 2 ears but only 1 mouth? I think this is not a coincidence, but a reminder from nature that listening is much more important than speaking. When we listen, we open up the opportunity to understand others' perspectives, thoughts, and feelings better. This not only helps us broaden our horizons, but also helps us build deeper and more meaningful relationships. In philosophy, listening is seen as a manifestation of wisdom and humility, because only when we acknowledge that we don't know everything can we learn and grow. We are often caught up in wanting to prove ourselves, wanting to share our thoughts and experiences, and forgetting that there are many valuable things we can learn from others. Listening helps us understand and empathize more, creating conditions for personal and social development. By listening, we not only learn new knowledge but also practice patience and concentration. Listening also helps reduce conflict because many disagreements and misunderstandings can be resolved when we truly listen and understand each other. The fourth rule is always to prepare for the worst situations that might come your way. We often have a mindset of fearing everything in life, from worrying about a failed interview, even though we prepared well, to fear that our partner will cheat and ask for a divorce. These fears not only make us tense, but also negatively impact our psychological and mental health. Life is not always filled with good things, and accepting this is an important step towards living a more peaceful life. Don't let stress and worry dominate your entire life, because we can't predict what will happen. Instead of fearing the worst, accept that it has already happened and let go of the fear to live more comfortably. Epictetus believes that worrying about the future only takes away peace in the present. He advises that we focus on what we can control and accept what we can't change. My personal view is that living in fear not only reduces the quality of life, but also misses the opportunities to enjoy beautiful and meaningful moments. Instead of getting caught up in the cycle of fear, we should learn to accept and face challenges calmly and patiently. Think that the worst has already happened, and now we just need to move forward without the burden of fear. This way, we free our minds from negative thoughts and focus on living each day fully. This not only helps us become stronger, but also helps us find joy and peace in daily life. Next, the fifth rule reminds us of the threat of wealth. Wealth not only brings comfort and convenience, but also comes with potential risks. One of the biggest risks is attracting false people who only care about personal gain and are ready to exploit us for money. These people can pretend to be friends, partners, or even lovers, but in reality, they only approach us for financial benefits. This not only causes mental harm, but can also lead to serious financial and social consequences. The Stoic philosophy of Epictetus emphasizes that true wealth does not lie in material possessions, but in inner peace and contentment. Epictetus advises us to live a simple life, not bound by material possessions. When we are too dependent on money, we easily get caught up in the cycle of greed and selfishness, losing the true values of life. Money can change people, and not always in a positive way. It can make us arrogant and selfish and alienate loved ones. We may lose empathy and compassion, essential qualities that make us human. Wealth can blur the line between right and wrong, leading us to make thoughtless and unethical decisions. To avoid falling into these traps, we need to maintain a balanced and clear-headed attitude toward money. Use your resources to do good, build sincere relationships, and develop yourself comprehensively. Remember, the true value of a person does not lie in their wealth, but in how they live and treat others. The sixth rule, guilt is like a temptation that is hard to avoid. In life, how we face mistakes and failures can say a lot about our level of maturity and understanding. Short-sighted people often tend to blame others when facing difficulties or failures. They do not see their responsibility in the situation, but always seek to shift the blame to avoid feeling guilty. On the other hand, ordinary people often blame themselves. When they fail, they see it as due to their shortcomings or mistakes. They feel guilty and blame themselves for not doing better. While this self-criticism can help them recognize and correct mistakes, it can also easily lead to low self-esteem and loss of confidence. Constantly blaming oneself can become a mental burden, preventing them from moving forward and achieving greater success. Wise people, according to the philosophy of many philosophers, do not let guilt bother them. They understand that mistakes and failures are a natural part of life and are opportunities to learn and grow. Instead of blaming others or excessively blaming themselves, wise people look at the issue objectively, learn from it, and continue moving forward. They know that guilt only wastes energy and slows down their progress. Therefore, they focus on solving problems and improving themselves instead of dwelling on guilt. We should not avoid responsibility or blame others when facing difficulties. At the same time, we should not excessively blame ourselves. Instead, learn to look at the issue objectively and draw valuable lessons from mistakes. The next rule I want to say is that you will become truly rich when you are content with yourself. When talking about true wealth, Epictetus gives a very profound definition of happiness. A wise person does not worry about what they lack, but rejoices in what they have. This means you will become truly rich when you know enough and are content with yourself. Stoic philosophy emphasizes that happiness does not come from possessing many material things, but from appreciating and being grateful for what you have. In modern life, many people are caught up in the endless race to seek more money, possessions, and fame. They believe that only when they achieve these things can they be happy. However, according to Epictetus, wealth does not lie in accumulating material possessions, but in knowing enough and feeling content with what you have. This is a profound and meaningful philosophy that helps us find happiness from within instead of relying on external factors. When we know enough and are content with ourselves, we not only find peace in our souls, but also become stronger in facing life's challenges. Knowing enough does not mean not striving or having no dreams, but not letting endless ambitions and desires take away the joy and happiness of the present. When we learn to appreciate the small things around us, we will see that life becomes richer and more meaningful. Next, be more humble to learn more. Humility is not simply admitting that you don't know everything, but also being willing to learn from anyone, anywhere. When you are humble, you will realize that everyone you meet has something to teach you. This creates an open and positive attitude, helping you absorb knowledge and skills more effectively. This philosophy is also supported by many philosophers, including Epictetus, who emphasize that true wisdom comes from acknowledging one's limits and always seeking understanding. Humble people are often respected and loved by others because they know how to listen and respect others' opinions. Looking at life through the eyes of a child is a great approach to sparking curiosity and a desire to learn. Children are always curious and unafraid to ask questions because they are not bound by self-imposed limitations. When we maintain this spirit, we will continuously explore and learn new things around us. The 10th rule is to create an environment that brings positive energy. Choosing friends is not just a saying, but a truly meaningful principle of life. The people around us can greatly influence our mood, spirit, and even decisions. When you surround yourself with positive, optimistic, and dynamic people, you will feel inspired and motivated to strive and develop. They are not only a source of encouragement, but also bright examples, sharing valuable experiences and knowledge, helping you avoid mistakes and progress faster on the path to success. When you surround yourself with winners, people who always strive to rise and do not fear difficulties, you will find yourself driven to do better, to surpass your limits. On the contrary, if you surround yourself with negative, pessimistic, and easily discouraged people, you will easily catch their failure and discouragement. Seek and connect with people you admire and respect, those who have achieved what you desire. Spend time learning from them, sharing, and supporting each other. At the same time, boldly eliminate or limit contact with people who bring negative energy and do not contribute to your development. The 11th rule encourages us to invest in time instead of material things. Wealth, though bringing comfort and convenience, also comes with pressures and responsibilities. To maintain a high standard of living, we must continuously work hard. All these things not only consume time and effort, but also increase stress and worry in life. Instead of seeking material wealth, aim for a simpler life where you can find peace and satisfaction. Simplifying life does not mean giving up everything or living in deprivation. Instead, it means focusing on what truly matters and eliminating unnecessary things. When you simplify your life, you free yourself from unnecessary pressures and create conditions for your soul to be relaxed and free. This helps you have time and energy to enjoy meaningful moments and focus on personal development. Living simply helps us reduce dependence on external things and find peace from within. The 12th rule provides a deep reminder: always fulfill your responsibilities. Just as the sun does not need praise to rise each morning, we do not need to seek recognition to do what needs to be done. When you know your role in life, intrinsic motivation will drive you to act. This is not just responsibility, but also pride in contributing to the harmony of the world. The 13th rule: stop worrying about things you cannot control. We cannot control the outcome, but we can control how we prepare and face it. Worrying and getting angry about things we cannot control is a waste of time. According to Epictetus, we should focus on nurturing values we can control and also take responsibility for letting go of what is beyond our control and letting fate take care of it. Do not hate those who hate you is the 14th message I give you. Instead of trying to please everyone, focus on your own life and make it better. When we no longer care about criticism, we will be freer to pursue our goals. The 15th rule of Epictetus: always take advantage of benefits from everything. Life is a continuous flow, bringing us both joys and challenges. Instead of getting immersed in negative things, choose to see every event as an opportunity to learn and grow. No matter how harsh the circumstances, we always have the right to choose our attitude. That is true freedom. Remember that the seeds of success are always hidden in difficulties. When we know how to cultivate and take care of them, we will reap unexpected sweet fruits. The 16th rule is a deep reminder of the power of self-control. When we let others' words and actions control our emotions and thoughts, we inadvertently hand them the key to controlling our lives. Like a puppet controlled by invisible strings, we become dependent on others' evaluations and comments. When we allow negative words to infiltrate our minds, we are essentially pouring poison into our cups. To escape this vicious cycle, we need to build a strong wall around our souls. That wall is created from self-understanding, calmness, and wisdom. When faced with harsh words, instead of reacting emotionally, observe them as an outside observer. Remember that those words reflect the speaker's inner world, not the truth about yourself. The final rule in Epictetus's 17 rules is friendship. Friendship is a treasure more valuable than any material wealth. In the journey of life, we will meet many people, but only a few become true companions. True friends will be a solid support in difficult times and an endless source of inspiration in times of success. True friendship is not just about sharing joy, but also accompanying each other in suffering. It is a relationship built on trust, respect, and understanding. Therefore, cherish and nurture these precious friendships, as they are priceless assets that nothing can replace. It is great that you watched the end of our video. If you find this information useful and want to explore more knowledge about improving relationships in life, follow the Daily Stoic channel. We are committed to bringing you quality content to enhance your life and relationships. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next videos.